How's it, everyone? Welcome to OpenCourt. So on today's racket review, I was fortunate enough to get my hands on a very rare racket that a good friend of mine lent me, and that is the Yonex Regna 100s. Let's check it out. So for those of you who don't know, the Yonex Regna series is a Japan exclusive racket, but they are available overseas in very limited quantities, and the retail price is around $380. But I checked the online retailers such as Tennis Warehouse and Tennis Only, and they usually run upwards to about $500, $580. On eBay, they're well over $500, so these rackets are very, very rare outside of Japan. So what makes these rackets so special besides its rarity? I'm not going to go into explaining all of the different technologies in here. They have the typical technologies that Yonex includes in their rackets, such as the isometric head design, the NAMD carbon graphite. Interestingly though, these rackets don't have VDM, vibration dampening mesh, as far as I could tell. So it doesn't have that vibration dampening material in the handle, so it probably is a little bit stiffer than the current generations of Yonex rackets that do have VDM. The one thing I wanted to note, and the main reason that the Regna series is so expensive, is from my research. First of all, I could find very little information on the internet in English about these rackets. So if you guys have any other comments or knowledge about this racket, please feel free to share it with us. But the reason why these rackets are so expensive is that Yonex handcrafts these. There are Yonex engineers who handcraft and engineer these rackets. They don't just send the specs to a factory and get them mass produced like other Yonex rackets or other rackets from other manufacturers. Also, from what I read, Yonex only produces about 200 of the Regnas per month, which is why they're so rare and so expensive, because they pay very meticulous attention to detail. They handcraft these rackets, and so the spec tolerance is very, very strict, which is why these rackets are supposed to play much better than a racket that you'll find on the wall at a local tennis shop. So I have both generations of the Regna 100. This black and red paint job here, this is the first generation, which came out in 2014. And this black with the slate gray accents, this is the 2019 edition, and these are the current two generations of the Regnas. So I asked a buddy of mine to help me out with the playtest of these rackets, and so I'm going to split this review up into two parts. The first part is going to be my first impressions, along with my friend's first impressions, playtesting these two rackets side by side, comparing and seeing if there's any difference. And then my second video, part 2, is going to be my final thoughts after extended use, because it's going to run a little bit long. So without further ado, let's get on the court and see how these Regna 100s play. Alright guys, I'm here on court with my buddy John. He's a Yonex user. He uses the E-Zone 98, so I asked him to help me out on this playtest. So we got both versions of the Yonex Regna 100 here. I have the first generation and he's using the second generation. So we're just gonna hit some ground strokes and some volleys to tell you guys to see if there's really any difference between these two rackets. So let's go on the court.
So what makes this one different than my E-Zone?
It's supposed to be more powerful, and the strings down, the main strings here are supposed to be like tighter or something to get a little bit more feel and control.
Okay.
So how do you like it so far, John?
I can feel it, that it's a lot more solid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Would you say it's has more pop than the E-Zone?
I would definitely say I get a lot more free power from my regular swing with this.
Yeah, I can feel it too. If I hit it square in the sweet spot like that, geez, it's powerful. Maybe it's the 100 square inches, but it's got a decent amount of pop.
Oh, this is a 100 square inch racket?
Yeah, this is the Regna 100. Yeah, I especially like it on my forehand so far.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, the forehand's nice. I can just take a big whiff.
It's not too stiff, is it?
No.
Does stiffness bother you?
Not really. I kind of prefer it actually.
Yeah. I prefer a stiffer racket too because it gives me a little bit more feel. My arm doesn't really bother me. But this is, I think, the perfect response, honestly.
Yeah.
It's got good power, good pace, good control. My only gripe is that this grip is so dang big. Yonex doesn't really have consistent grip sizes like the other manufacturers, but yeah, this thing packs a punch.
It's pretty hard to hold the racket.
How's the control? Do you feel comfortable taking big swings with it?
Yeah, I would say so. It's just, if I take it too big, it's flying out.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it is a 100 and you use a 98, so
yeah,
that could be it too.
But like when I hit it, like waist level,
yeah,
it's really nice to plow through it.
Yeah. To come through the contact point, solid.
Yeah.
It's got really good power. All right, so now we've switched off. John is using the first generation, and I'm using the second generation of the Regna 100. Do you notice any differences on the first few hits?
I actually feel like the one that you're using, the first one,
yeah,
I feel like I could get more height on the ball, on my swing.
Yeah. I actually noticed that too. I'm getting a higher launch angle.
Yeah?
Yeah, the ball's launching a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But it's still got good power.
Yeah.
And a really, really nice feel. Whoa. Make sure you hit the strings though. Yeah. When I strike the sweet spot squarely, I get a really nice response.
Yeah.
Do you notice the difference in stiffness between this and the one you're using?
Not really for me personally.
Yeah, I don't really think either of these rackets are stiff at all, but it's not super mushy like some of the more recent Yonexes with the VDM in the handle.
Yeah.
I don't know if this one has the VDM, but I like its crisp and plush response, especially when I hit it squarely in the sweet spot. Bah. All right, so I'm back using the first generation Regna. John is using the second gen. We're hitting some volleys here. How does it feel so far, John?
It feels good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Not stiff?
Not well, I mean kind of, but I mean it does feel a little bit like soft, like where I feel like I can get more control.
Yeah. The technology in this racket is supposed to make it really solid at the net because of its plush and crisp response, which a lot of volleyers like because they know exactly where they're gonna hit the ball.
Yeah.
So far, I really like it at the net.
Yeah, this one feels nice. Feels like as long as I have it out in front of me.
Right, yeah. That's what you should be doing on volleys anyway.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like the same like with my
The fact that this is 100 and not a 98 gives me a little bit more square inches to hit the volley. So it feels like the sweet spot is bigger than the EZO 98 that you have. Oh, nice shot. How's the...
I will say though that I am hitting more of them out than I'm used to with my EZO.
It's probably the 100 square inches gives you a little bit more free power. For some people that's probably a blessing, for some it might be a curse. But for me, any extra help at the net is appreciated, just as long as I fix my form and control it a bit. How's the underspin? Can you slice it well?
Yeah, it's going well.
Yeah, it's got really good control. Yeah, for 100. Nice shot.
I feel like now I'm kind of getting used to it, you know, where not really taking a big, you know, swing or jump forward. Yeah, and it's going well.
I like the head lightness of this at the net because I can get it in position for reflex volleys a little bit faster. But so far, I really like it.
Yeah, it feels good. Especially a nice solid shot from them. Yeah, just send it back easy. Yeah. All right, you want to switch?
Yeah, let's switch. All right, so we've switched now. I got the second generation. John's using the first generation.
Oh, sorry.
So far from the first few hits, there really isn't much of a difference in my opinion. How about you?
Only took a couple, so I'm just gonna try to feel it out, but I don't know, bro. So far, this one feels a little bit softer to me.
Yeah.
Than that one.
I noticed that too. This one feels a little bit more responsive at the net. I feel the vibrations coming into my arm just a little bit more. But by no means does it hurt. It's just I feel it. I feel the ball a little bit better with this one, I think.
Yeah, but it's weird. Like with this racket, I don't know if it's a set of strings. I feel like I do have more control than that one you're using right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think the second generation packs a little bit more of a punch with a little bit more responsive feel. The previous generation is a little bit on the softer side, but it doesn't have as much power. It's more, I think, control based.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's not that noticeable of a difference.
But you know what's weird? I actually like the volleys on this one way more than that one.
Oh, interesting.
But the ground strokes, I like it so much better on the one you're using.
Probably because this one is a little bit more powerful. I think, so far I feel like the second gen is more powerful. The first gen one definitely feels a little bit more control based. I think either of these rackets will do you well. There isn't that much of a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
In terms of volleys, how would you compare it to your E-Zone 98? Do you think it's more powerful or more controlled?
I think
looser?
I think it's more powerful.
Okay.
I do think it's stiffer, or at least it feels like that to me.
Yeah, so that's probably because I'm not sure that Yonex has VDM in this racket, which is that dampening material in the handle.
Oh,
so that might be why it's a little bit stiffer. Yeah. All right, I'm good.
Okay.